Hello everyone. So now we are going to see the next concept for complex number, Argand plane. So basically, any complex number, basically Argand plane means any complex number can be represented in the form of coordinate systems. Okay, that is coordinate geometry, geometrical representation. Complex number, complex number in coordinate geometrical representation. Okay. So coordinate geometry is again another separate module in our sessions. I will be uploading those also. Now say this is our x-axis. This is your y-axis. So coordinate system means your x and y-axis. This you might have studied from your earlier standards also. Coordinate system x and y-axis. Now any complex number can be represented in a plane. A plane. Okay. Now say let us take I have a complex number called z is equal to x plus iy. Now this can be represented as if you see x is a real number and y is a imaginary number. So a real number is represented along the x-axis. So that's why this is called real axis in a complex number. That means the real number is represented in this way. And the imaginary number is represented along y-axis. That means the imaginary number. This is an imaginary axis. Okay. So it means if I have z is equal to x plus y, for example, let us take an example, z is equal to 2 plus I3. So now your coordinate systems P, okay, which is your x comma y, this I can write it as 2 plus I3. Okay. Now if I draw a line here from here, now this complex number, if I draw like this, now if I see from here, this part, so this part is your 2, okay, and this part is your 3. So 2 is your real part of your complex number and 3 is your imaginary part of complex. That's why the imaginary part lies on the y-axis, the real part lies on the x-axis. Okay. Now suppose if I have another complex number z is equal to 2 minus I3, where it will be now, you see here. Your 2 is positive, that's the real axis positive. Your imaginary was negative. So where it will come your positive x-axis, see, your imaginary positive y-axis is this direction, positive x-axis is this direction, and negative x-axis, okay, negative x-axis is this direction, and negative y-axis is this direction. This we have studied in our earlier standards also, like 10th standard all, about this graphs and coordinate geometry. Okay. Now here the positive is real axis. Okay, that means it will be in this direction, but the negative will be along the downward direction because the imaginary part is negative. The imaginary part is negative. So here it will be like this now. So it will be like this. Now this will be now your 2 minus I3. 2 minus I3. Here will represent like this. Now suppose I have like this now. Minus 2 minus I3. So your x-axis is also negative. Your imaginary y-axis is also negative. So it will be like this. It will be like this. Now this will be your minus 2 minus I3 because your x-axis is also, because this will be your negative x-axis, this will be your negative y-axis. Now suppose I have now minus 2 plus I3. Minus 2 plus I3 will be, your x-axis will be negative, your x-axis will be negative, your y-axis will be positive. Your x-axis will be negative, your y-axis will be positive. This will be your minus 2 plus I3. In this way, we can represent this one, and we'll study some more things like the magnitude, amplitude, everything we'll see in this. Okay, this is the basic fundamental concept of Argand plane of complex number. Okay, so this we call it as an Argand plane. Argand plane. Okay, the plane where the complex number is represented in the form of coordinate system. Okay, this is what Argand plane of complex number. So with this, okay, I'll stop this one, and we'll see more topics on this Argand plane and the other topics also. Yeah, so we'll continue in the further sessions. So thank you all.